the Passion story in the Valley of Tears. Tears of betrayal. Disciple Judas Iscariot went to the chief priests and asked what they would give him to betray Jesus. He was given 30 pieces of silver. Tears of distress. As the disciples sat with Jesus to eat the Passover, Jesus told them that one of them would betray him. They all asked, "Is it I?" They were distressed. Tears of confusion. Jesus reinterprets the Passover meal as his body and blood. Jesus tells the disciples they will all desert him. Jesus speaks of God's kingdom. Tears of fatigue. The disciples and Jesus go to Gethsemane. The disciples are asked to watch and pray. Jesus, deeply grieved, steps aside to pray. 3 times Jesus returns to the disciples to find them asleep. Tears of fear. The betrayer came to the garden with a group of armed people. He kissed Jesus. One of the disciples cut off the ear of one of the armed men. Jesus disappointedly addressed the crowd and was taken away. The disciples fled. There should have been tears. Jesus was arrested and taken to be judged. Caiaphas, fake witnesses, and accusations of blasphemy judge and blame Jesus. Tears of denial. In the courtyard, Peter denies knowing Jesus 3 times. After hearing the rooster crow, Peter went out and wept bitterly. Tears of repentance. Judas Iscariot, seeing that Jesus was condemned to death, repented and tried to return the 30 pieces of silver. Judas was so distraught, he threw the silver at the chief priest's feet and went out and hung himself. Tears of power. Pilate asks Jesus if he considered himself the king of the Jews. He tried to persuade Jesus to speak, to save himself. Pilate tried to set Jesus free by the will of the crowd. It failed. Pilate washed his hands. "I am innocent of this man's blood." Tears of abuse. Jesus is flogged, stripped, robed, laughed at, and spat on. He was led away to be crucified. Tears of abandonment. Darkness came over the land at noon. About 3 o'clock, Jesus cried, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Jesus cried again, and with a loud voice, died. tears of sorrow. The centurion knew that the death was a mistake. Many women, those who had followed from Galilee, those who had provided for him, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of the sons of Zebedee, looked on from a distance. Tears of respect. Joseph of Arimathea came to Pilate and asked for the body. He prepared for burial and laid the body in his own tomb. A great stone was rolled in front of the tomb, and Joseph went away. Tears of longing. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary were there, sitting opposite the tomb.